You're listening to American Medicine Today, brought to you by the Bonati Spine Institute. I'm Kimberly Brumell, joined by world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. Alfred Bonati, Jeff Wagstaff, and Ethan Euchre. On the line, we have Jack Estes on the phone.
Jack, we want to thank you for joining us, especially on this Memorial Day weekend. For so many people, it's about burgers and hot dogs and going to the beach, but we do want to pause and remember the real reason behind this holiday. It's to thank you and other patriots who have fought for our freedom. And, sir, we thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. And I would just want to tell your listeners a couple real quick things. Number one, if you're interested in getting my book, A Field of Innocence, you can go to Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble, and it's on Kindle. Also, I wanted to tell you that if you do have post-traumatic stress disorder now, then you need medication and you need some sort of therapy. And those are the two things that you just have to have.
And Jack, what kind of medication do they prescribe for PTSD?
Well, there's a number of medicine that will work depending upon the individual. Prozac is one that has been successful with some veterans. I take trazodone and metformin, trazodone and, I forgot the other name of it. But it's an individual thing. One medication may not work for another. But the important thing is that they're trying to develop new medications. And so you need to talk with your therapist, through the VA. You can go to my website, jackestes.com, and I have some links to like suicide prevention and other things relative to post-traumatic stress disorder.
Jack, thanks to people like you, we are all becoming more familiar with PTSD. As a young man, I grew up in St. Louis, and when the soldiers came home from Vietnam, looking back, it's sad how this country treated those soldiers. Scott Air Force Base, that's just across the river from St. Louis, was a medical Air Force base where a lot of the guys who came home injured would return. And I didn't realize how much it meant then, but my parents would take us to Scott Air Force Base. They would allow us in, and you could stand and support those soldiers when they came off that plane. And I can remember guys on crutches, guys on stretchers coming off of that plane. And today, we address the problems of PTSD. But when guys came home from Vietnam, they didn't have the support of the community. We didn't even know what PTSD was then. What was it?
They were vilified.
Yeah.
See, that's the big thing. All the soldiers in all the wars that have been in combat have suffered post-traumatic stress disorder, but it may be in different forms. Everyone's going to have post-traumatic stress. When the disorder gets so bad that it affects your way of life, that's when they call it post-traumatic stress disorder.
Jack, let me tell you this. I'm a little bit radical in my views because I don't believe government ever will be able to correct anything. So when we talk about VA and we talk about opportunities that the government will have to be able to correct these illnesses, we are joking. What we need to do is we need to get the vets behind a responsibility, and to do that, we need to get these VA hospitals in the hands of enterprises that they know how to manage. You will see.
I agree with that.
You will see how many of these vets will be treated decently, respectful, and will have an access to a health care that will correct the problems. When you deal with this hypocrisy of the politicians, both sides at this time they are up in arms, all creating a lot of rhetoric about the VA. They know about the VA from all the history of the VA. They create the VA to have control. Problem is that control affect the veterans, and that control affect the families of the veterans, and affect also the progress of treatment of these illnesses. The veterans will be treated better, faster, and in a better conditions if they will be on the hands of the private enterprise, who will develop medications faster, will develop opportunities faster, and everything that comes from the private sector is then applied to the VA. And you know something, takes years before that happens.
Yes, I agree with that. Here's a thought that I have that may help, and that is what I believe is that anyone who has been through combat, serving the United States of America, they should have a pension, a small pension of some kind for the rest of their life. They should have free medical care and free education, and that's mandatory. And if we have such an expensive, thing for, the idea of war, if the costs are so high, maybe we'll be a little more reticent to become engaged in horrific events.
Well, I absolutely agree that government should be apply to do this type of regulations. This type of a law should be signed by both sides and pass not only the pension, but at the same time the medical support. But the pension and medical support needs to be managed constantly by private enterprises, so you guys don't get cheated all the time. This disaster of the VA is amazing, and not only is amazing, it's irresponsible. The politicians hide between these things, and then suddenly they come with these faces on television saying we need to correct that. These people are hypocrites. They know this. And if the veterans will have a very clear responsibility defending the country, and when they come back will be a very clear response of the country to protect the veterans not only on their livelihood, but at the same time on their health, we would not have this joke that we have today.
Dr. Bernardi, how do you feel about the way the Obama administration is passing the buck with the problems we have with the Veteran Administration right now?
But there's nothing new with Obama. He pumped the ball all the time. Mm-hmm. So whatever is the problem, he just kick. He's a kicker. So the problem is the results of this is miserable. And the politicians is just nauseated to see how these guys go in television, in newspaper, and how the Democrats protect these people. Mm-hmm.
It's all lip service.
Right now it's something that they just said that they are going to ask the secretary of the VA, the health care of the VA, to resign. Mm-hmm. What a joke. This man resigned before. Mm-hmm. He resigned before. And they are telling us that this guy is going to be accountable. Accountable of what? This guy resigned. He said, I'm leaving. And then after that, they come with the joke that, we're going to make him accountable. Accountable of what? He's going to have his salary. Yes. He's going to have his livelihood. Mm-hmm. He's going to have pays. He's going to have everything. And he's going to leave the vets saying, probably with a high grade of rating. Mm-hmm. So he's not going to suffer anything.
And he'll leave that office in disgrace with better insurance and better health care than those people who
income.
served for our country.
Yeah, he's not living in disgrace because he resigned. You cannot apply to somebody a disgrace position when he said to you, I'm leaving, bye.
Yeah, he was already retiring.
Yeah.
So this whole farce.
So this is a farce. And he's going all over the television, all over the news. They're lying to the public again. This is to me.
One
Look,
last thing
I don't like politics, but the problem is the people is jumping in my profession with both feet, so they're forcing doctors to become aggressive in politics.
Jack, go ahead with what you wanted to say.
Got about 2 minutes left, Jack.
I'm going to have to get off this line in just a second.
No problem.
I want to say two things. Again, if you have someone that has experienced post-traumatic stress disorder, you want to see about them getting some type of counseling and on some type of medication. My book, again, is The Field of Innocence, and I also write a lot of essays, and I have an essay that's going to be published this weekend on Memorial Day, and I'll send you guys a copy, okay?
Oh, perfect. We would love to read it.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right, Jack.
Thank you, Jack. We really appreciate your contribution to the United States.
Your
and
service.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Have
Bye-bye.
a
Take
great
care.
day. Once again, Jack Estes. Visit jackestes.com. That's ESTES is the last name. The book is A Field of Innocence. Pretty compelling stuff right there.
Absolutely. We need to be treating our veterans much more appropriately for what they provide for the United States.
And just a thought, but we live in a military town. When you're out this weekend having breakfast or at the coffee shop or wherever, when you see these guys who are serving the country, buy them a cup of coffee, shake their hands, thank them for their service, because we wouldn't have the ability to sit here and have this program if
Right.
it wasn't for what our military does. They say freedom isn't free, and those guys pay the price for us every day.
And that's
Absolutely.
true.
They pay the price with their lives.
Exactly. Well, if people do want to get in touch with the Bonati Spine Institute, Kimberly, how do they do so?
They can reach out at www.bonati.com or call 855-267-0482. Coming up after the break, we're going to speak with our own streaming expert, John Gaston. Is that how you pronounce it? Yes. He's going to share a story related back to veterans, and then we'll hear more about American Medicine Today with Dr. Bonati. You're listening to American Medicine Today on News Radio 970. WFLA. We'll catch you on the flip side of the break. Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonati created, perfected, and patented the Bonati spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonati invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonati spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonati succeeds where others fail. The Bonati Spine Institute is proud to announce more than a 94% patient-reported success rate in over 45,000 patent-protected spine surgical procedures. Call us today at 855-267-0483 or visit us at bonati.com.
All my pain is gone. Today I am totally pain-free. Nothing. No after effect.
I'm pain-free, and I have had to take any pain medication.
Today I am pain-free for the first time in over a year, and it is so awesome.
I only wish I'd known about it earlier. Right now, I am completely without pain.
Sitting here in this office right now, pain-free, eager to enjoy the rest of my life.
I am feeling great.
I feel 100% better, like a new person.
Today I feel absolutely fantastic. It's just incredible, the relief I feel right now.
Today I'm completely pain-free.
During the procedure, I literally felt the pain melt away. It was fantastic.
I feel so good.
It took care of my headaches instantly.
It's incredible. It's really incredible.
It gave me my life back.
It's just wonderful.
I feel fantastic.
It is just absolutely amazing.
So I'm hoping to be climbing hills in a few weeks.